It was just a few days ago, out on a lonely West Texas road. We were in a hurry. You know, when you've been somewhere too long and you need to get somewhere else too soon. Well, that's when we spotted it. The enormous old store in what I guess you could call downtown Bradshaw, Texas. After one look inside, our schedule for the day had to wait. We were here to stay.
No, I don't really call it anymore a grocery store. I don't think of it as that, really, because place for the old maid to stay, I guess.
The old maid around here and the woman who runs the only grocery store in Bradshaw, Texas, is Opal Hunt. Opal's father started selling groceries and dry goods here in 1905, but the tradition has changed. Now folks around here know these groceries are not for sale.
Every once in a while over there I have crackers and popcorn. The other day there was somebody come in, got one of those, picked up one of those popcorn. I said, no, we don't sell any more of those things. They're old.
Groceries on the shelves, but they're not for sale? It makes you think storekeeper Opal Hunt has to be the worst merchant in the state. So you got this stuff for sale, do you?
No, not anything for sale in here, but a soda pop. And this old washo down here. Now, that's about 40 years old, but we're not going to sell anymore because that's going to last me. And that's the only washing powder I use. It's the best washing powder that I know.
Along with the dozens of boxes of old Washo soap are, yep, you guessed it, memories of a grocery store in Bradshaw started by old Mr. Hunt in 1905 when Opal was a child. Now nothing's for sale, and this enormous old tattered structure is a monument to a family that simply ran a grocery store in a tiny Texas town.
This is my mother's old cook stove. This is an old kerosene stove. It was coal oil back there, you know, the cooking good. And she cooked on it. She cooked for the public. I tried to get all of her handwork. I wanted all of her handwork you can. I want you to look at that. It is a pineapple pattern in the crochet and the fine thread. That's pretty messed up around here, but I mustn't make apologies because that's the way. That is my mother's old washing machine and the tubs. And I've just had these down here several months. And they say not to paint antiques, but I said this is something that's going to be painted. Okay, and I painted. I shined that off. That was a real light green, but I didn't.
Why do you keep all this stuff here like this?
Oh, they're part of me. It's part of my life. Now, don't ask me what they're going to do with it when I'm gone. I said I can't be bothered about that because I'm enjoying now. I'm really living now, Bob, because I never didn't treasure these things, but
you do now.
I do now. They're treasures to me.
Why do you think? What caused the change?
I'm a slow learner. Does that answer it? I was always behind times, just slow about catching on. I'm really enjoying life, Bob, now. That's what I'd like to call it, a museum. That's what I'm trying to make out of it.
Up and down the aisles in Opal Hunt's museum, there are hundreds of moments, frozen in time, now only memories. The ceiling sags and the floorboards creak, and piece by piece a vanished world is reconstructed with the old and the not so old. It is an unfocused but unmistakable nostalgia. And Opal has learned when you attempt to preserve the past, you discover its blessings and its shortcomings.
I believe in life, and I believe that you should enjoy what you have. There's one of the kids around here said one time, Opal, you live in the past. All right, if you don't have the past, you don't have a present, or you won't have a future.
When you sit here and you look out across this store and you see all these things that are the history of your family, and you think about all those old times and the time you spent here, what kind of feeling do you get? What's the emotion behind all this?
Love. I love it. That's about the word I guess I could use. And I think about Mama quilting on those quilts, cooking on the stove. I love it. I'm just as proud of it as I can be. There's a memory of my mother baking bread, my dad on the books, and I'd stand by that old roll-top desk on his right, and I'd give him out the items that was sold that day while he listed it down in the ledger. Oh, I thought I was big. It was fun.
Bradshaw, Texas, where a woman named Opal turned a family grocery store into a family museum, a shrine to a way of life that can never be retrieved, where the forgotten past slowly emerges into memory.
An old building with old things in it. That's a museum. I guess we could say that. No, when anybody brings anything else in here and wants to display it, I said, well, it wasn't ours. I'll say that I'm proud of my heritage. I'm proud to be a Hunt.
Thanks for hopping in and traveling with us. Now click the subscribe button for more videos like the one you just saw.